Welcome to the April 2019 edition of Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning show for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender communities. I'm Alice Heimsoth.
And I'm Alice's wife, Christine Conkle. Oh, honey. This month, Shay Franco-Clausen will be interviewing Palm Springs City Council member J.R. Roberts. He's a longtime resident of Palm Springs and was elected to a 4-year term on the City Council in November 2015. Prior to moving to Palm Springs, Roberts served as mayor and a member of the Sausalito City Council. Prior to his election, Roberts served on the Palm Springs Planning Commission and was the former managing director of the Palm Springs Art Museum's internationally renowned Architecture and Design Center.
Gabrielle Antolovich will be interviewing Eileen Hamper, a volunteer at the DeFrank Center, Rainbow Women's Chorus and Rainbow Chamber in Silicon Valley. Eileen was recently honored by the Rainbow Chamber as a Volunteer Ally of the Year. She is also the Secretary for the Rainbow Women's Chorus. RWC website states, the Rainbow Women's Chorus, RWC, works together to develop musical excellence in an atmosphere of mutual support and respect. We sing to enhance the esteem of all women, to celebrate diversity, to promote peace and freedom, and to touch people's hearts and lives.
Shay Franco-Clausen and Kim Lawson were able to interview Lisa Middleton, Palm Springs City Council members, trans person of their all LGBTQ City Council.
Good.
Lisa Middleton was elected to the Palm Springs City Council in November 2017. Representing Palm Springs, she serves on the Riverside County Transportation Commission, the Sunline Board of Directors, and the Coachella Valley Mountains Conservancy. Also representing Palm Springs, she serves on the following Coachella Valley Association of Governments committees: Transportation, Energy and Environment, and Conservation. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Prior to her election, Lisa served as a member of the Palm Springs Planning Commission and as chairwoman of the Organized Neighborhoods of Palm Springs, ONEPS. She is a member of the boards of directors of Neighborhoods USA, the Equality California Institute, and the Desert LGBTQ Center.
Let's start tonight's show with Shay interviewing J.R. Roberts and learn more about the Palm Springs All LGBTQ City Council.
Shay Franco-Clausen here in City Hall in the beautiful city of Palm Springs, California, and I'm sitting down today with Councilmember J.R. Roberts. Thank you so much, J.R., for meeting with me today here on Outlook Video. How are you?
I'm great. I'm thrilled to have you all here and doing this. It's really fun.
You know, I'm really excited to look at a lot of your history. What made you get into politics and get elected here?
You know, I love that question. Thank you. That, you know, I have no political ambition whatsoever, never cared to become involved in politics. Simply when I saw politicians doing things badly, abusing their constituency and forgetting who they serve. And that happened in Sausalito. In fact, a councilman who was then our mayor in Sausalito sent a letter, which is quoted from a famous quote, to a constituent who was angry about something. And the mayor sent the letter, and the letter said, "I'm sitting in the smallest room of my house. I've got your letter before me. Soon it will be behind me." And I was so outraged that an elected would send that to a constituent. You know, I'm sure the constituent was angry and difficult, as we can be as people, but I was so outraged that he thought he could use his position to behave that way. I didn't know how to deal with it other than to run against him and take him out.
Yes.
I had no political experience whatsoever. It was total grassroots, very little money, and I took him out. And he's a nice guy, and he's a friend, and we continue to be friends, but he was wrong for that job. And so that was important to me. So that's how I got into it.
And then when you left Sausalito, coming to Palm Springs?
Same exact thing. So I had, and as I'll say to you, and as I've said to you off camera, if you spend enough time in Palm Springs, you'll end up living here. So here I was, and my then husband and I had a vacation place here, and we were coming back and forth from Sausalito. And just about the time I was finishing up my term, I was kind of falling in love with the city. And I remember times on the airplane heading back north thinking, no, I want to stay there. But the thing that got me in politics here is I always give about 30% of my time to public service because I love public service. I do it for me. And so, of course, because of my background, I joined our planning commission and things like that. And just about the time I was comfortable doing that and thought I had found my niche, and we developed a problem with our then city council, and we had a mayor that didn't smell right to me. And I was starting to notice things that looked bad in the way he was behaving, and there were rumors about scandal. And sure enough, I didn't run against him, but I ran for a seat because I, again, was so appalled at what I was seeing. We had a developer in town who was kind of taking control of the city council. And the head of that was a mayor who's now since been indicted for taking bribes. It was a major issue here in Palm Springs. And we got elected, the council that I'm on was elected on the heels of that. So that's what it was. It was, again, me seeing what looked like an insurmountable problems, seeing democracy fall apart. We can go there a little later if you want. But, and not knowing any other way to fix it than to just go do it.
Right. Well, wow. That's super impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
And add to that, I love it. I love public service. I love serving my community. Municipal governance is like a giant Rubik's Cube to me. We're twisting and turning and we're solving little problems and we're never going to solve it, and we're going to hand that Rubik's Cube to somebody else, and maybe somebody will solve it. But municipal governance fascinates me. I love the challenge of thinking big. And it causes me to think differently in my own life about all my decisions, about who I am, how I represent myself, my values. So it makes me a better guy.
Well, that sounds, I'm just falling in love with you myself. I just love you. Speaking of Palm Springs, because it is beautiful, and you're right, you fall in love and you want to stay. Now I'm going to have a hard time leaving, thanks.
You don't have to. Our arms are open.
We are planning, we're looking. That you do have a lot of history with arts and architecture, and I hear about this project that you're doing, the Historic Theater. Tell me a little bit about that. It sounds exciting.
So I love municipal governance. That really challenges my brain. But my passion, the burning passion in me, is architecture and architectural preservation. So for Palm Springs, it's a great match. We are known all over the world for our mid-century modern style, and there's more to us than that. But that put us back on the map, and that's what makes us unique in the Coachella Valley with all these great cities that offer all the beauty and everything. But Palm Springs is unique for its coolness, and its coolness is based on its architectural resources, its history, and its connection to Hollywood, and the glam and the badness of Hollywood. So everybody loves us for that, and that's what we're always celebrated for. Modernism Week has turned into 3 weeks, and millions of people come to celebrate the look and feel of Palm Springs. They just want to come here and hang with us and look at us. Look at our buildings, hang out, go on tours. They think we all, at the end of the day, go to our beautiful pools and drink martinis and hang out.
Wait, you don't do that?
And I was just going to say, the reason they think that is that's what we do. We do live that Sinatra life. And so the beauty is, I call it the Palm Springs promise. If you visit us, you know how you go to places and there's a promise of it being something special, and you get there and it's like, oh, the PR was better than the place. In Palm Springs, we deliver. You can have the full experience that's in your head. Go home thinking, oh my God, I had the most amazing time and it was better than what I thought it was. But I think I got lost. So back to historic preservation. You got to bring me back.
All right, come back.
So we have a magnificent old theater called the Plaza Theater that opened in 1936. In fact, it opened for the premiere of the film Camille, starring Greta Garbo.
Oh, wow.
And this was an Academy Award winning film. And the story goes that the film premiered at our theater, and Greta Garbo snuck in after the movie started and went up to the balcony so that she could watch it without creating a lot of without creating a ruckus in the theater and having all the attention come to her rather than to the film. And so the theater has this long and great history and a great connection to Hollywood. And since then, there were many Hollywood premieres here, and we had it was a radio show hall as well. So we had people like Bob Hope broadcasting live out of the theater. So the theater ran and was great for years and was a movie theater and was split in half in the 70s, 2 narrow screens, and then shut down.
How long has it been shut down?
Well, it shut down for a while and then reopened it. A guy reopened it to a show called The Fabulous Follies, The Fabulous Palm Springs Follies. And this was a show, kind of a review, using all seniors. So he gathered up all these people of a certain age who had amazing talent and put on this like Radio City review. This show ran consistently from 1989 to 2014.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what a success it was.
And then it closed after that.
It's a 3-hour show
wow.
of people everywhere, I think from like 60 to 90, doing high kicks and dance numbers. And I think they did something like 25 dance numbers in that 3 hours. And costume changes. It was an incredible show. Everybody who ever saw it loved it. And so the theater shut down after that, and nobody really knew what to do with it. It's in terrible condition, and more cosmetically than structurally. And I just realized that I wanted to have one last legacy thing. I was blessed to have a council where we got a lot of what I wanted to get accomplished for our city accomplished. So I wanted one last thing to focus on, and I thought, how about this beautiful old theater that's not necessarily mid-century modern, it's prior to that. It's our original roots, which was really more Spanish roots.
JR, thank you for letting Outlook Video interview you today.
Welcome to Outlook Video. I'm Gabrielle Antolovich, and we have Eileen Hamper, who is one of our Rainbow Community Volunteers Extraordinaire. Welcome.
Thank you.
So one of the places you volunteer is the Rainbow Chamber of Commerce. So what's your interest in that?
Well, my wife was a member, and I kind of got interested in it and thought it might be a good place for my chorus to become a member. They have a nonprofit category, which at a lower price, and because I thought it would be a good way for the business people to learn about the chorus, and maybe we could sing at some of their events, because we do that. So I proposed it to the board of directors, called the Action Circle. And to my amazement, they approved of the cost because they are notorious penny pinchers. And that was unanimous. Oh, sure, we would like to be a member. So, and I'm representing Women's Chorus at the Rainbow Chamber.
So, but what else do you do there?
I generally staff the table that has the name tags on when people come in, the name tags, and I check off that they've registered for the event. They have monthly events, I think, and sometimes other times.
Yeah, so you're at the registration table.
Yes.
Yeah, and you get to meet everybody.
I do, and some people I even remember by name.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the other thing you do, which is like very different, is you are the Fix-It Dyke at the Billy DeFrank LGBTQ plus Community Center, which is where I'm at, and we really appreciate you. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that you are a master painter.
Yes.
And started off at Sherwin-Williams. Wow.
My first job out of high school.
That's amazing.
And had the department I was in it was called Associated Products, which is things that are not paint, but are associated with paint, like caulking compound and spackle and roofing materials and stuff like that.
And what is so fantastic, I have to tell you the secret, is that volunteers come in and paint, and what Eileen does is she cleans up after. And then the volunteers that painted look like they did a fabulous job.
Don't forget the masking tape.
Oh, and beforehand you mask everything meticulously.
Which I did yesterday.
Yes. Yes, we are converting beige white to gray white at the Billy DeFrank Center.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and you fix so many things. It's amazing to me.
Well, you know, when you, I don't remember why I was at the center. Maybe I was dropping off flyers or something, and you said, "Hey, Eileen, would you like to be the fix-it person at the center?" And I said, "I think I'd like to do that," because I like to fix things.
Yeah, and there is so much to fix in a 1930s building.
Wow.
Yes. And then the other part you've already mentioned is you are one of the performers in the Rainbow Chamber. I mean, the Rainbow Women's Chorus.
A singer. Yes.
What did I say, performer?
Yeah.
Oh, is a singer different?
It's a variety of performer, I think. Yes.
So what draws you to wanting to sing in a chorus?
My mother always said that she wanted me to sing in high school, and then she wanted me to sing in college, and I never did. And then when I finally did, it turns out to be a mainly lesbian chorus, and she was, you know,
freakish about
a
it,
little,
huh?
yeah. So I fulfilled her dream in one way, but I was telling you the other day that when I'm rehearsing and when I'm singing, and I'm right about where everything is starting to gel, I feel that every time I open my mouth, I am making all that sound. I am creating all that sound because I open my mouth and all this beautiful sound comes out. It feels
and
good.
I guess that's what the harmony of a chorus is about.
Yeah.
One voice.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then you get to experience your voice that way.
Right. Yeah. Because I barely hear my own voice. It just blends in with everything else. It just feels good. I recommend it to anybody who can sing on key.
Now that's interesting that you say that because with the political situation right now, we are trying to be intersectional and all work together as one. And you actually experience that as singing in a chorus.
Right. Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
a good
amazing?
point. That's a good point. Because in order to get beautiful sound, you have to cooperate and listen to each other. Which reminds me, another chorus, a men's chorus, whose name I won't mention, but he said, the director said, you have the most perfect unison, which is really difficult to get. And I hadn't thought about that before. And I said, well, that's because we're women and we listen to each other.
Wow. Well, on that note, I want to thank you not only for being a wonderful volunteer all over the place, but thank you for being here on Outlook Video.
Oh, you're welcome.
We love to get mail from you. Email us at comments@outlookvideo.org.
To contact us by phone, call 408-293-3040, extension 205.
Visit our website at outlookvideo.org.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/outlookvideo.
And connect with us at facebook.com/outlookvideo.
I'm Shay Franco-Klassen here in Palm Springs, California at the City Hall, and I'm here interviewing Councilwoman Lisa Middleton. Thank you, Lisa, for taking time with Outlook Video today. Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning.
Making history being the first transgender woman to be elected in 2017 in all of California. How does that feel in responsibility to the transgender community?
It was wonderful to be elected here in Palm Springs, and I felt very fortunate. I was elected by a very large margin, so our campaign resonated with the people in Palm Springs, and I attribute that to Palm Springs values, to the tradition that our city has established for over a decade. We have been a majority LGBT city council, and when my wife and I moved into this community, we were immediately embraced and encouraged to get involved, and that ultimately led to me being encouraged to run for city council.
And that's amazing, actually, because I was going to say, when you were decided to run, what were, besides now the community saying run, what were some of the things that you were thinking you could do when you ran and what you could get accomplished while you were in office?
I go back to some words I heard from Vice President Biden a number of years ago, that if you're going to run for political office, you have to absolutely believe you are the most qualified person for the job. And at that time, based on my work experience with the state of California, I understood how government worked. My relationships with the neighborhoods in Palm Springs, as having been the president of our coalition of 45 neighborhoods, I thought I really had a good understanding of the city. But I believe in the power of government to make a difference in people's lives. But that said, this is Palm Springs, California, and well over, right about half of our population is LGBT.
Wow.
The vast majority of those individuals, Palm Springs was a city of choice. They didn't grow up here. They moved here because they wanted to spend the last years they had in life in a place where they knew that they were going to be affirmed every day, that they were going to be around individuals who had the same kinds of values and life experiences that they had, and they wanted to do it in a place where we have the natural resources of these incredible mountains, this beautiful climate, the architecture, the culture of our city. So I feel just an incredible responsibility to this community and to the heritage of this community.
Yeah, Kim, who is the founder of Outlook Video, has told me a lot about the history and walking through this amazing building which shares it all over the wall. The future of Palm Springs is also important, to make sure you have that space that people can come. And I know that while you have a diverse city council and it has the LGBTQ, how do you think about expanding for more communities of color? And we both know we've gone through amazing programs, but how do you think you could build the pipeline to bring more diversity and representation here?
We're in the midst of a city council campaign right now. We've got 3 of our seats that are going to be up for re-election. 2 of those seats do not have an incumbent running in them, and in each one of those we have people of color and some very strong candidates of color that are going to be running. This will be the first election that we will have that will be in districts rather than being at large. And one of the fundamental reasons that we made that shift to district-based elections is the need to better provide opportunities for individuals of color to run and to be successful running. I'm very proud of Palm Springs, but I am also very clear not everything in our history is something to be celebrated. Our interactions historically with individuals of color have left an awful lot to be desired. In our city, 1/3 of our population are individuals of color, yet in the over 80 years that we have been a city, we have elected 1 Latino and 1 African American to City Council. That's it. That's not good enough. And so we'll see how it plays out. Each of the candidates this year have to make their story known to the voters in their district. But I think we've created an opportunity for them to be more targeted in terms of who they're having to reach out to. In running in districts, it will be substantially less costly to run than it has been in the past. We're a small city, but each one of the 5 members of City Council today spent over $150,000 in their campaigns. I think the elections that we're going to have this year, it will probably be less than half of that candidates will have to spend. It's going to be much more grassroots and getting out the voters and we'll see, I think we will see at the end of this year some changes in terms of who's on council. In addition to reaching out to individuals of color, my colleague Christy Holstage was the first, as she describes it, out millennial to be elected to City Council in 2017 along with me. We worked together on our campaigns, and I'm thrilled to serve with her. And I think we're going to see more young people stepping up in our city, and that is going to be a very positive thing.
Thank you, Lisa, for meeting with Outlook Video here in beautiful Palm Springs, California in City Hall.
And that's a wrap for this month's edition of Outlook Video. You can watch extended versions of our segments and archived past programs on Outlook Video's YouTube channel at youtube.com/OutlookVideo. Be sure to click on the subscribe button.
Also, friend us on Facebook at facebook.com/OutlookVideo. Outlook Video is made possible by generous donations from viewers like you and talented volunteers behind the camera whose names you'll see as we close. If you live in the Bay Area and would like to volunteer, please contact us by email. We close this month's show with a fun interview Shay Franco-Clausen had with some Canadian guests who attended this year's Dinah Shore Lesbian Weekend.
That's fun. Bye. Until next month.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Sugar Shay here at Outlook Video here at Palm Springs. I'm really excited to interview these group of women. Please tell us about yourselves and what brings you to Dinah.
We came all the way from Canada, drug our poor mother along with us as we always do, and we're really pumped to be here. We've known about it for years, first time, and yeah, looking forward to it. So, there we go.
All the way.
Here we go.
Yeah. Pass it along. Okay. Yeah, we try to go to Vancouver Pride every year, and that was the biggest reach we'd ever gotten to, so we wanted to take it to the next step further and see what the rest of the world had to offer. Yeah. Ma? And
what they said, because I love them.
Yeah.
So this being your first Dinah, I mean, how do you like it so far?
Great. Haven't even gotten in the door yet, but we can't wait. So,
well, when did you get in?
we just arrived right now.
Oh, you just arrived right now? We got them straight from Canada. That's how we roll at Outlook Video. And I have to say this, as I'm a mother of 5, I mean, coming to Dinah Shore, what was your thinking behind it?
Oh my gosh. With this group, I have to be ready for anything. So here I am, and I'm ready for anything. Scared.
Well, we thank you at Outlook for taking time to meet with us. We love Canadians. We've been trying to get there for years. I'm trying to get, my passport, and I can stay there permanently. But enjoy, have a great time, and welcome to Dinah. Yes. Thank you.